I fear that I've become the person that holds on to things for far too long. I watched WWE Raw for about 10 years straight, and after about 7 or 8 years of that, I started to feel like I was just holding on to that, holding on to a part of my childhood. I didn't even feel too invested into it anymore, but I just kept on chugging through and chugging through, even when the storylines were really bad. I just kept going because I wanted to get to that 10-year mark, and for whatever reason, I just still wanted to watch it, hoping it would get better. Hope is the number one thing to think about here because while I know that I'm a very hopeful person and that's a very good thing to have and believe in, I also know that having too much hope holds you back a lot. I've held on to a lot of things over the years because they've had sentimental value to me, and while I know I like having them around, I also know at some point I'm going to have to throw them away, even though I really don't want to. And now that I'm thinking through it, I really don't have to if I don't want to. Going back to wrestling for a second, a lot of my friends stopped watching it 6 or 7 years into my 10-year span of watching it. After they all stopped watching it, it didn't feel like it was as fun to watch for me anymore because part of it, and part of all of that, was being around all my friends all the time and having the same thing that we all cared about and shared it and had a good time together watching it, playing the games on PlayStation, and whatever it was. When I started doing this 7 years ago, I never ever thought it would become what it is now, and that's not even anything too important or whatever, but it's just a really fun hobby that I have. I feel like this is a deja vu situation happening for me because, again, 6 or 7 years into a thing, and all of my friends start disappearing, they don't like to do the thing anymore, and where's the fun? I'm still having a lot of fun, it's just a lot more fun came when all my friends were doing it too, and we were all having a good time. I want to find out what's keeping me here and what didn't keep me to wrestling, because again, I feel like I'm holding on to something that is dying and I don't know how to fix it. I don't want this to fade away because my love of wrestling never did completely all fade away. I just don't watch it anymore. I pay attention to it from afar, and I don't want that to happen with this. I feel like it's already starting to happen with what I'm doing here, and I don't want it to. I just have to figure out a way to stop that from happening. And obviously that's easier said than done because I've been in this rut since who knows when, like even probably the start of this year, maybe even the start of last year. It's a rut only I can get myself out of, and it might be that same hope that I feel is dwindling that'll come back and help me around this time. Who knows?